Hi, welcome to my kitchen. Bienvenidos a todos a mi cocina. Today I'm bringing you a traditional Cuban recipe called Carne, fría, prensada, which is basically a cold meat and is served as an appetizer or a snack. So if you want to see more recipes like this, hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any recipes. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. Okay, so let's get started. Hoy les voy a mostrar cómo hacer carne fría prensada. Es una receta tradicional de Cuba y es muy fácil para hacer. Si quieren más recetas como esta, suscríbete a mi canal y haz la campana para no perderte mis videos. Vamos a empezar. Ok, voy a empezar preparando las carnes. Es importante usar más grasa en tu carne de res para que la carne fría no esté demasiado seca. The type of beef that I'm using for this recipe is Chuck 70-30, which is 70% lean and 30% fat. But you can also use ground sirloin for this. When you're making a meatloaf, you want to make sure that you have more fat in it so that it doesn't dry out because you're baking it for a longer period of time, usually an hour. No toda la carne molida es igual. Cuando hacer un pastel de carne, asegúrate que usar la carne que tener un contenido de grasa más alto para evitar que se seque. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all the meats into a food processor, blend it together so that they can form a paste, and that way the meat is more compact, and when you cook it, it won't be so crumbly. It'll be more smoother. Estoy agregando las tres carnes en un procesador para combinar las carnes muy bien para que sea más compacta y migaja. So basically what we are doing is forming a paste with the meat so they all combine together tightly. So in the sense, it's like we're making a sausage. Como pueden ver, tenemos una pasta. Básicamente estamos haciendo casi una salchicha. Now we're ready to add the rest of the ingredients. Ahora estamos listos para agregar el resto de los ingredientes. So what I'm using is cracker meal. If you prefer, you can use breadcrumb, but to keep this as authentic as I can to the recipe, I'm using cracker meal. Now, cracker meal, you can find it in the store sometimes, but sometimes you can't. And if you can't, all you have to do is just get some saltine crackers, put it in a blender or either a food processor and blend it up really fine, and you'll have your own cracker meal. Si no puedes encontrar galletas molidas en el supermercado, puedes hacerla con galletas de soda o salada. There are a lot of variations to this recipe. Some people add olives to it, hard-boiled eggs, cheese, vegetables. But for this recipe, I'm leaving it simple. And I'm not going to add any olives to it. Hay muchas variaciones a esta receta. Puede añadir aceitunas, huevo duro, verduras, arroz, queso, etc. Las opciones son infinitas. For this next step, you're either going to use a cheesecloth or you can use aluminum foil. Para el siguiente paso, vas a necesitar un paño de queso o papel de aluminio. So now we're going to head over to the stove so we can start doing our next step. Ahora vamos a ir a la estufa para el siguiente paso. So now I added some olive oil to the pan. And if you don't have olive oil, you can use any kind of oil or you can use butter. I'm getting ready to saute the rest of the onions, the garlic, the ají cachucha, which are Caribbean peppers, and they're sweet. And if you can't find ají cachucha peppers, you can use regular green peppers and red peppers. And I'm just sauteing them for a few minutes, and then I'm going to add that into the pot of boiling water that's right in front of me. Ahora voy a empezar a saltear el resto de las verduras, la cebolla, ajo, ají cachucha, y si no puede encontrar las ají cachucha, puede utilizar pimiento rojo y verde. Now we're going to start flavoring the water. We're going to add the sofrito to the water along with all of our dry seasoning. And you're just going to taste the water to see if it's to your liking. And if it tastes the way you want it, then you're going to add in the meat. Añadí el sofrito y los condimentos secos que usamos antes para saborear el agua para hacer un caldo. After 10 minutes of boiling, you want to add the meat into the broth. Después de que el agua haya hervido durante 10 minutos, luego vas a añadir la carne en el agua. And even though this is not in the recipe, sometimes I like to add more flavor to the water. So sometimes I add chicken, beef, or ham flavor into it. Aunque esto no está en la receta, a veces me gusta añadir un sobrecito de caldo de pollo, carne de res o jamón para darle más sabor. Now we're going to cover this and we're going to cook this for about 2 hours, and occasionally we're going to flip it so that it cooks on all sides, and we're going to add water as needed. Ok, tapamos y cocinamos durante 2 horas y vamos a darle vuelta ocasionalmente. Si quiere añadir más agua, dale. Después de 2 horas de cocina, sácala del agua y déjala enfriar en la nevera 6 horas o toda la noche. After 2 hours of cooking, you want to let it cool for 6 hours in the refrigerator or overnight. Once it's cool, then you can remove the cheesecloth or the aluminum foil and slice it up, and you can enjoy this with crackers, with bread. This is great as a party appetizer, and you can pair this with basically anything, or you can eat it alone. Cuando se enfríe, puede cortarla y comerla con pan, galletas o sola, y es bueno para fiestas. Ahora voy a cortarla para que puedas ver cómo la textura. And as you can see, the texture is nice and moist, and you can just mash it with a spoon. Mira cómo queda. La carne es humida y muy suave. Well, my friends, I want to thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And before you go, I have another video on how to make Cuban meatloaf. So if you want to see that, just hit the link below. Until next time, thanks for watching. Si quiere ver mi otro video cómo hacer polpetta, deje un enlace abajo. Until next time, thanks for watching. God bless. Hasta la próxima. Muchas bendiciones.